India. A land where towering mountains meet vibrant bazaars, where ancient chants echo through sacred corridors, and where every sunrise carries the fragrance of burning incense. Here, jade-colored rivers reflect centuries-old temples, and prayer flags flutter across the snow-kissed Himalayas like messages to the heavens. Welcome to Bharat, the cradle of spirituality, culture, and unbroken civilization. A nation where elephants march through festival streets, Bengal tigers stalk mangrove shadows, and shimmering white marble palaces whisper legends of emperors, love, and vanished kingdoms. Stretching from the heart of South Asia to the turquoise shores of the Indian Ocean, India is home to over 1.5 billion souls, each adding a new breath to its ancient story. The land itself is alive and shifting, moving northward by 5 centimeters every year, pushing the Himalayas higher in a slow, unstoppable dance of mountains and time. Within these borders lies every climate known to Earth: frozen Himalayan peaks, tropical Kerala backwaters, the blazing Thar Desert, and monsoon-fed plains that rise and fall with the rhythm of rain. Running through this tapestry is the sacred Ganges, more than a river, a lifeline of faith. Millions bathe in its waters seeking purification, while countless cities and cultures rise along its banks. Over 300,000 mosques stand alongside ancient temples and golden gurudwaras. In Rajasthan, over 25,000 sacred rats are revered in the Karni Mata temple. Its diversity is staggering. 22 official languages, more than 1,600 dialects, countless cuisines, and over 1,000 festivals celebrated every year. Diwali turns the night into a galaxy of lights. Holi paints the world in color. Eid fills streets with sweet aromas. Durga Puja transforms entire cities into living art. India doesn't just celebrate, it explodes with joy. It is a universe made of faith, culture, color, and contrast. A place where the past and future walk side by side. And now, our journey begins to explore the most iconic and wondrous places across this incredible land. Bathed in the soft glow of dawn, the Taj Mahal rises from the mist like a dream carved in marble. Its white domes shimmer with the first touch of sunlight, reflecting in the still waters of the long garden pools. Each step you take along the pathway feels like a walk through history, where love, grief, and devotion have been frozen forever in stone. The air carries a gentle silence, broken only by birds circling above the gleaming domes and the faint echo of footsteps on the polished floor. Inside, delicate carvings and semi-precious stones form patterns that shimmer like stardust. The mausoleum feels sacred, as if every whisper and breath is absorbed into its marble walls. Outside, the Yamuna River flows quietly, reflecting the monument's silhouette in its waters, a mirror of eternity. Gardens bloom with symmetry and peace, as if nature itself bows before this masterpiece. The Taj Mahal is more than architecture. It is emotion, devotion, and timeless poetry written in stone. A place where you don't just see beauty, you feel it linger in your heart long after you turn away. Cradled between snow-capped peaks and endless valleys, Kashmir feels like a living painting, every glance a masterpiece of color and calm. Dawn breaks softly over Dal Lake, where wooden shikaras glide across glass-like water, reflecting floating gardens and carved houseboats that seem frozen in time. The scent of saffron and pine drifts through the air as morning light settles gently over terraced fields and apple orchards. In spring, Kashmir becomes a tapestry of blossoms. Tulips spread like rivers of color across rolling grasslands, and almond trees burst into delicate white clouds. In autumn, the chinar leaves turn fiery red, creating paths of gold beneath your feet. Everywhere, the Himalayas rise like ancient guardians, their silent presence adding a sacred stillness to the land. But what makes Kashmir so captivating? The beauty before your eyes, or the peace it plants deep in your soul? Travelers often stand speechless, not from the view alone, but from the feeling of stepping into a world that seems untouched by time. High in the Himalayas lies Ladakh, a land where earth and sky meet in raw, breathtaking silence. Jagged mountains rise like ancient stone guardians, their peaks dusted with snow even in summer. Below them, desert valleys shimmer under the sun, painted in shades of gold, rust, and silver. The air is thin, crisp, and pure. Every breath feels like a quiet reminder that you are standing at the edge of the world. Prayer flags flutter gently in the wind, carrying whispered mantras across deep gorges. Monasteries cling to cliffs like stories carved into time, their whitewashed walls glowing under the blue sky. Inside, the scent of incense and butter lamps fills the halls as monks chant in low, resonant voices. Outside, winding roads lead to frozen lakes like Pangong and Somoriri, where the water shifts from sapphire to emerald with the passing light. But what makes Leh Ladakh unforgettable? The stark beauty of its landscape, or the profound stillness that settles inside you as you stand beneath endless horizons. Leh Ladakh is not just a destination, it is an awakening. A place where silence speaks, where mountains feel alive, and where every traveler leaves with a piece of the sky folded quietly into their soul. At nearly 14,000 feet above sea level, Pangong Lake appears like a miracle in the middle of barren Himalayan desert. The first sight steals your breath, a vast ribbon of water stretching endlessly beneath a sky so blue it feels unreal. The lake shifts colors with every passing hour, from deep sapphire to turquoise to shimmering silver, as if the light itself is painting the landscape. Silence rules here. No boats, no cities, just the whisper of cold wind moving across the surface and the distant echo of mountains standing guard. Surrounded by rugged peaks and sandy slopes, Pangong feels untouched by time. Yak caravans move slowly along the valleys, their bells ringing softly. A lone chorten rises along the shore, its prayer flags dancing in the wind, releasing silent blessings across the water. As the sun begins to set, golden light pours over the mountains, turning the lake into liquid fire. Night brings a spectacle of stars, thousands of them reflected in the dark water, making it seem as if two galaxies exist, one above, one below. Pangong Lake is more than a high-altitude wonder. It is a place where nature speaks in silence, where every ripple and every gust of wind feels like a reminder of how small we are and how deeply beautiful the world can be. Where the Arabian Sea kisses golden shores and palm trees sway like lazy dancers, Goa unfolds in a rhythm unlike anywhere else in India. Mornings begin with the hush of waves gently brushing the sand, fishing boats returning with the day's first catch, and the salty breeze carrying hints of coconut and seaweed. As the sun climbs higher, the beaches awaken. Anjuna's cliffs echo with music, Baga fills with laughter and splashing water, and Palolem remains calm, a crescent of silver sand wrapped in quiet charm. Beyond the coastline, winding roads lead to old Portuguese churches, whitewashed and serene, standing beneath blazing blue skies. Spice farms perfume the air with cardamom and cinnamon, while the sound of temple bells drifts through sleepy villages. The scent of bibinka, feni, and grilled seafood lingers in colorful markets where every face seems to smile a little easier. In the evenings, the sea turns molten gold, and lantern lights glow softly along beach shacks. Music floats across the water, sometimes a guitar, sometimes distant drums, and the world feels timeless. Wrapped in misty hills, emerald rice fields, and slow-moving waters, Kerala feels like a dream woven from nature's softest colors. At dawn, the backwaters awaken. Houseboats glide silently through coconut-lined canals, their reflections rippling across glassy water. Fishermen cast their nets in perfect arcs, and the call of distant birds echoes through the still air. The scent of wet earth, cardamom, and drifting smoke from riverside kitchens turns morning into poetry. As the sun rises, the land transforms into a living canvas. Tea gardens climb the slopes of Munnar like endless green waves, dotted with workers in bright saris. In Periyar, elephants move through the forest like ancient shadows, while the jungle hums with life. Along the coast, waves wash over golden beaches, and ancient Chinese fishing nets stretch toward the horizon like wooden skeletons holding the sky. By evening, the world slows. Lanterns glow on houseboats, Kathakali dancers paint stories with their eyes, and temples ring with rhythmic chants. Somewhere, a gentle rain begins, tapping softly on palm leaves. Wrapped in the towering embrace of the Himalayas, Manali feels like a mountain fairy tale brought to life. Morning mist drifts between pine-covered slopes, and the Bees River rushes below like a silver vein cutting through the valley. Wooden houses with sloping roofs cling to hillsides, their balconies draped with prayer flags and baskets of blooming flowers. The air smells of cedar, snow, and freshly baked bread from tiny cafes tucked along winding roads. As you wander through Old Manali, you'll hear the soft strum of guitars mixing with the murmur of flowing water. Apple orchards stretch across the hills, their blossoms dancing gently in the wind. Adventure seekers head towards Solang Valley, where paragliders float over green meadows, and in winter, thick snow turns everything into a white wonderland. High above, the road to Rotang Pass winds toward glaciers and vast open skies, offering views that silence even the loudest thoughts. When evening arrives, the valley glows with golden light. Smoke rises from homestay chimneys, cafes fill with warm laughter, and the river becomes a ribbon of silver under the moon. Manali is not just a hill station. It is a feeling of freedom, wonder, and quiet peace, wrapped inside snow peaks and pine forests, inviting every traveler to breathe deeper and stay just a little longer. Perched on the emerald ridges of the eastern Himalayas, Darjeeling awakens each morning beneath a sky brushed with silver clouds and the distant glow of Kanchenjunga. The air feels crisp and clean, carrying the scent of pine, wet earth, and fresh tea leaves. As the first rays of sunlight touch the hills, the famous toy train whistles its way along winding tracks, its blue carriages curving gently through forests and sleepy villages. Wooden houses cling to mist-covered slopes, their tin roofs shining softly in the dawn. In the heart of town, the streets come alive with vendors selling steaming momos, cardamom chai, and woolen shawls. Prayer flags flutter above quiet monasteries where monks chant in deep, rhythmic tones that seem to calm the very air around them. Tea gardens stretch endlessly in perfect waves of green, dotted with workers who move gracefully among the leaves, each motion part of a century-old tradition. A single cup brewed here carries the fragrance of rain-soaked hills and generations of craftsmanship. Resting along the cool ridges of the Himalayas, Shimla feels like a timeless escape, suspended between clouds and cedar forests. Morning begins with a soft hush, mist rolling over red-roofed colonial buildings, church bells echoing faintly through the hills, and the scent of pine drifting with the mountain breeze. The sun slowly paints the town golden, revealing narrow streets where old-world charm and lively bazaars coexist like pages of a living storybook. Along the Mall Road, laughter blends with the sound of shopkeepers calling out, horses trotting past, and travelers stopping for hot gulab jamun or butter-soft buns from century-old bakeries. Above it all, Christchurch stands like a quiet guardian, its stained glass windows catching the morning light. Follow the winding path to Jakhu Hill, and suddenly you're among ancient trees, with monkeys watching from branches and a giant Hanuman statue rising through the clouds. Shimla is not just a hill station. It is a gentle pause in life's rush, where every corner whispers nostalgia, every breeze carries peace, and every moment feels like a memory being written in real time. Varanasi is one of the oldest living cities on Earth, a place where time feels slower, but spirituality feels stronger. Here, every sunrise begins with temple bells, burning incense, and thousands of pilgrims walking toward the sacred Ganges River. As the first light touches the water, priests perform the Ganga Aarti, flames dancing in synchronized rhythm, echoing ancient chants that have continued for over 3,000 years. It is said that witnessing this ritual cleanses not just the body, but the soul itself. The ghats stretch for miles, old stone steps descending into the river. Some are peaceful, lined with saffron-robed monks in meditation. Others are busy with bathers, rituals, and the sound of conch shells calling the faithful. Varanasi is not only about devotion, it is also about life and death. The Manikarnika Ghat burns day and night, offering liberation to those cremated beside the river. To outsiders, it may feel intense, but here, death is not feared. It is seen as a doorway to freedom. Wandering through the old city, you'll find narrow alleys filled with silk shops, hidden temples, and cows calmly blocking your path. The scent of street chai mixes with marigold flowers and sandalwood. Rising from the desert plains of Rajasthan, Jaipur, the pink city, glows like a jewel under the Indian sun. Its rose-hued walls and palaces immediately captivate, hinting at a royal past filled with grandeur, artistry, and intrigue. As you enter through the city gates, the streets buzz with life. Vendors call out from colorful stalls, rickshaws jostle past, and the aroma of spices, incense, and street food fills the warm air. At the heart of Jaipur stands the Hawa Mahal, its intricate lattice windows allowing cool breezes to whisper through, offering both beauty and relief. Amber Fort rises majestically on a hill, overlooking the city, with a presence that has dominated the skyline for centuries. Within its courtyards and halls, stories of Maharajas, queens, and epic celebrations are etched into every carved stone and shimmering mirror mosaic. Yet Jaipur is more than palaces and forts. Its bustling bazaars, filled with textiles, jewelry, and handcrafted pottery, reveal the vibrant culture of Rajasthan, where tradition and daily life move in harmony. The city also hums with festivals, music, and the joyous laughter of children running through sunlit alleys. Sprawling across northwestern India, Rajasthan is a land of extremes, where golden deserts meet towering forts and vibrant culture rises against endless skies. As the sun climbs over the Thar Desert, sand dunes glow in shades of amber and crimson, stretching as far as the eye can see. Camel caravans trace silent paths across the waves of sand, while distant villages peek from oases, their mud brick homes bathed in the soft light of morning. Rajasthan is a kingdom of color and tradition. In Jaipur, pink-hued walls shimmer under the sun, while Udaipur's lakes reflect palaces that seem to float on water. Jodhpur rises like a sapphire in the desert, with its blue-painted houses spreading below Mehrangarh Fort. Folk music and dance echo through bustling markets, and artisans craft intricate textiles, jewelry, and pottery that have been passed down through generations. As dusk falls, the desert cools and lanterns light up ancient streets, while camels rest beneath the stars and folk songs drift across the sand. Rajasthan is more than a state. It is a living tapestry of history, artistry, and soul, a place where the past and present coexist in breathtaking harmony, leaving travelers with memories as vast and vivid as the desert itself. Rising like a golden mirage from the heart of the Thar Desert, Jaisalmer, the Golden City, dazzles with its sun-kissed sandstone walls and majestic fort that towers over the town. As dawn breaks, the first light paints the intricate carvings of Havelis in warm amber tones, and the narrow streets below slowly awaken with the bustle of markets, the scent of spices, and the distant bray of camels preparing for their desert journeys. The Jaisalmer Fort, still home to families, merchants, and temples, feels like a city within a city. its labyrinthine alleys whispering stories of kings, warriors, and centuries-old traditions. Outside the fort, the desert stretches endlessly, golden dunes rolling into the horizon where camel caravans trace timeless paths under the blazing sun. In the evenings, the sands glow like molten gold, and the sky is painted in hues of crimson and violet, reflecting on the still waters of nearby oasis lakes. Jaisalmer is not just a city, it is a dream etched in sandstone and sand, a place stretching along the western coast of India. Mumbai pulses with energy like no other city. The salty sea breeze from the Arabian Sea mingles with the scent of street food, spices, and the hum of millions of lives intersecting in constant motion. Skyscrapers rise beside colonial-era buildings, while bustling streets overflow with cars, rickshaws, and people moving to the city's unstoppable rhythm. Marine Drive glimmers under the golden sunset, waves gently lapping at the shore as locals and tourists stroll along its promenade. The Gateway of India stands proudly nearby, a reminder of the city's rich history, watching over boats that ferry passengers across the harbor. In the markets of Colaba and Crawford, colors explode from fabrics, jewelry, and produce, each alley alive with stories of trade, culture, and everyday life. Mumbai is also a city of dreams. Bollywood studios, film shoots, and the promise of opportunity draw countless hopefuls, creating a cityscape where ambition and creativity flourish side by side. Perched along the Coromandel coast, Chennai greets the Bay of Bengal with a blend of tradition, culture, and vibrant energy. Early mornings bring the scent of salt and incense from Marina Beach, where fishermen cast their nets and children chase the waves along golden sands. Temple bells chime in rhythm with the distant roar of the sea, while the first light of dawn paints the city in warm, honeyed tones. Chennai is a city of contrasts. Colonial buildings stand proudly beside modern skyscrapers, and bustling markets overflow with colorful textiles, fragrant spices, and handcrafted jewelry. The streets hum with life, street vendors selling idli and dosa, auto rickshaws weaving through traffic, and the melodic sounds of Carnatic music drifting from temples and cultural centers. As the sun sets, the city glows with lantern-lit temples, traffic lights, and the flicker of street lamps along the coastline. The waves lap gently against the shore, carrying whispers of centuries of tradition, devotion, and daily life. Cradled in the misty hills of northeast India, Meghalaya is a land where clouds seem to rest on rolling hills and waterfalls tumble from emerald cliffs into crystal-clear pools below. Dawn breaks over dense forests, where bamboo groves sway gently, and the sweet scent of wet earth mingles with the fragrance of blooming orchids. Rivers wind through deep valleys, reflecting the sky like mirrors, while distant birds fill the air with melodious calls that echo through the mist. The Khasi, Garo, and Jaintia tribes add vibrant colors to the landscape, with traditional villages perched on hilltops and markets alive with hand-woven fabrics, spices, and crafts. Living root bridges in remote corners of Meghalaya showcase human ingenuity harmonized with nature, while waterfalls like No Kalakai plunge with breathtaking force into serene pools, creating scenes of awe-inspiring beauty. As the sun dips behind the hills, mist thickens and the forests glow with golden light, while streams shimmer and the distant sound of tribal drums resonates softly. Nestled along the Malabar coast, Kochi is a city where history, culture, and the sea come together in a vibrant tapestry. Early mornings bring the gentle hum of the harbor, where fishing boats and Chinese nets sway with the tides, casting reflections on water that shimmers like molten gold. The air is filled with the mingling scents of salt, spices, and fresh seafood, carrying whispers of centuries of trade with Arab, Dutch, Portuguese, and British merchants. Fort Kochi's streets wind through colonial-era buildings painted in faded pastels, while hidden courtyards lead to quiet cafes and artisan shops. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee mixes with incense drifting from nearby temples and churches, and the distant call of seagulls punctuates the rhythm of the city. Along the coastline, the sunset turns the harbor into a painting. Fishing nets silhouetted against a sky brushed with pink and orange, waves gently lapping at the shore. As night falls, lamps glow softly along cobblestone streets, and the sounds of folk music and chatter drift from waterfront cafes. Kochi is not just a city, it is a living story of trade, culture, and coastal beauty. A place where every alley, harbor, and sunset carries the heartbeat of centuries and leaves a lasting impression on every traveler. Nestled amidst the rolling Western Ghats, Munnar is a haven of emerald green that stretches as far as the eye can see. Dawn breaks over tea plantations, each bush meticulously pruned, glistening with morning dew, while mist drifts lazily through the valleys like a soft, white blanket. The air is fragrant with the subtle scent of tea leaves, earth, and blooming wildflowers, creating a calm that feels almost otherworldly. As you wander along winding roads, the landscape reveals a symphony of hills and streams, with distant waterfalls cascading into crystal-clear pools. Local workers move gracefully through the tea gardens, their silhouettes blending with the verdant hills, while birds sing from tall trees that sway gently in the breeze. Nature feels alive here. Every leaf, every petal, every ripple in the water seems to pulse with quiet life. As the sun sets, valleys glow in golden light, shadows stretch across the plantations, and the distant peaks turn soft pink and lavender. Munnar is more than a hill station. It is a sanctuary for the senses, a place where every step, sight, and breath invites you to slow down, breathe deeply, and lose yourself in the serene beauty of the Western Ghats. Rising from the rocky plains of Karnataka, Hampi feels like a city frozen in time, where history and mythology intertwine amidst surreal boulders and ancient ruins. As dawn breaks, the first rays illuminate the towering stone temples, palaces, and market streets, casting long shadows across the warm earth. The air carries the faint scent of incense, dust, and wildflowers, while distant chants echo softly from temple courtyards, awakening the ancient spirit of the Vijayanagara Empire. Walking among the ruins, you encounter intricately carved stone pillars, giant statues, and crumbling gateways that tell stories of kings, warriors, and devotion. The Tungabhadra River winds gently through the landscape, reflecting the golden light of morning and the silhouettes of boulders that rise like sentinels over the city. At Hemakuta Hill, sunrise bathes the rocks in amber hues, making the entire landscape feel mystical, almost otherworldly. As the day turns to dusk, the ruins glow in soft orange light, while the sky paints itself in shades of pink and violet. Hampi is not just an archaeological site, it is a living story carved in stone, a place where every temple, boulder, and river bend whispers tales of history, devotion, and wonder, leaving every traveler mesmerized by its enduring magic. Spanning lush forests, rolling hills, and vibrant cities, Karnataka is a land of remarkable contrasts and rich heritage. In the mornings, mist rises over coffee plantations in Coorg, filling the air with the deep, earthy aroma of freshly grown beans. Rivers like Kaveri and Sharavati flow through emerald valleys, their waters carving paths past ancient temples, historic forts, and quaint villages that seem untouched by time. The state pulses with history and culture. Hampi's ruins speak of a glorious past, while Mysore dazzles with the grandeur of its palaces and the rhythmic beat of traditional festivals. Markets overflow with silk, sandalwood, and handicrafts, each piece telling stories of generations of artisans. Wildlife sanctuaries like Bandipur and Nagarhole bring you face-to-face with tigers, elephants, and a chorus of birds, offering a glimpse into Karnataka's untamed beauty. As dusk settles, the hills glow in golden light, temple bells echo across valleys, and cities shimmer under the soft glow of evening lamps. Karnataka is not just a state, it is a living mosaic of history, nature, and culture, a place where every river, fort, forest, and festival leaves an indelible mark on the traveler's heart. Stretching from the Arabian Sea to the Western Ghats, Maharashtra is a land of vibrant contrasts, where bustling cities meet serene hills and history blends seamlessly with modernity. Mumbai, the pulsating heart of the state, hums with energy as ferries glide across the harbor, markets overflow with colors and aromas, and skyscrapers stand tall beside colonial-era architecture. The Gateway of India watches over the bustling shoreline, while the golden sands of Juhu and Chowpatty beaches reflect the city's ceaseless rhythm. Beyond the coast, the Western Ghats rise like emerald walls, dotted with forts, waterfalls, and tea plantations. The hill stations of Lonavala and Mahabaleshwar are cloaked in mist, offering panoramic views of valleys, rivers, and cloud-covered peaks. Wildlife sanctuaries and national parks showcase the state's natural beauty, where tigers, leopards, and exotic birds roam freely amidst dense forests. As evening falls, city lights shimmer like stars, rivers reflect the golden glow of sunset, and the hills stand quietly under the fading sky. Maharashtra is not just a state, it is a living story of ambition, heritage, and beauty, a place where every street, fort, forest, and coastline leaves an indelible impression on every traveler's heart. Nestled along the sacred banks of the Ganges, Rishikesh and Haridwar pulse with spirituality, culture, and natural beauty. At dawn, the river glimmers under soft golden light, reflecting the silhouettes of temples as pilgrims perform morning rituals and yogis meditate in quiet ashrams. The scent of incense, flowers, and sacred fire fills the air, mixing with the cool, crisp breeze from the surrounding Himalayan foothills. Rishikesh is a haven for seekers. Its suspension bridges sway gently above the river, adventure enthusiasts raft through rapids, and yoga centers offer peace to travelers from around the world. Every step along the Ghats reveals a rhythm of life intertwined with faith. Colorful saris, ringing bells, and the gentle lapping of water create a living tapestry of spirituality. As evening falls, the Ganga Aarti begins, flames flickering across the water, prayers rising like smoke into the twilight sky. Rishikesh and Haridwar are more than destinations. They are experiences of devotion, nature, and inner reflection. Here, every river bend, temple, and chant lingers in memory, leaving travelers transformed long after they leave the sacred banks behind. Stretching from the Himalayan foothills to the Bay of Bengal, West Bengal is a land of striking contrasts, where lush green plains meet bustling cities, rivers weave through villages, and culture thrives in every corner. In the mornings, the Hooghly River glistens under soft sunlight, ferrying boats past Kolkata's colonial-era buildings, vibrant markets, and grand temples. The aroma of street food, steaming puchkas, mishti doi, and spicy rolls, mingles with the scent of fresh flowers and incense, awakening the senses with every step. The state is a canvas of history and art. Kolkata hums with intellectual energy, music, and theater, while the terraced hills of Darjeeling rise misty and serene, their tea gardens rolling like emerald waves. The Sundarbans, a vast mangrove forest, hides elusive tigers and a symphony of wildlife, while centuries-old temples, palaces, and colonial mansions tell stories of kings, merchants, and cultural evolution. Festivals like Durga Puja transform cities and villages into radiant celebrations of devotion, creativity, and community, leaving an imprint on every visitor. Spanning fertile plains and vibrant cities, Punjab is a land where culture, history, and life converge in vivid color and rhythm. As dawn breaks, fields of golden wheat stretch endlessly under the soft light, their rustling stalks moving like waves in a gentle breeze. Farmers begin their day, tending to crops that have fed generations, while the air carries the earthy scent of soil mixed with the faint fragrance of mustard flowers blooming across the landscape. The state pulses with energy and tradition. Amritsar glows with devotion at the Golden Temple, its gilded walls reflecting in the surrounding water as devotees and pilgrims offer prayers. In rural villages, folk songs and Bhangra beats fill the air, celebrating harvests, weddings, and festivals with unmatched joy. The markets overflow with vibrant textiles, handcrafted jewelry, and the aroma of freshly made Punjabi delicacies like parathas, lassi, and jalebis, offering a feast for the senses. As the sun sets, the sky turns a brilliant mix of orange and pink, while lamps and lanterns glow softly in villages and towns. Punjab is not just a state, it is a living celebration of culture, devotion, and resilience, a place where every field, river, and street echoes stories of heritage, leaving travelers with memories that linger long after they leave. At the southeastern tip of India, where land meets the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, Dhanushkodi stands as a hauntingly beautiful testament to nature and history. The sun rises over endless sandy shores, painting the ruins of the old town in soft amber light. Waves crash gently against the shoreline, carrying whispers of stories from a place once bustling with life, now silenced by time and the fury of cyclones. The air is salty and fresh, mingled with the faint scent of wet sand and the distant aroma of seaweed. Walking along the deserted streets, remnants of old churches, railway stations, and houses emerge from the sand, each telling tales of lives once lived here. The Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean meet in a vast horizon, where turquoise waters ripple endlessly, reflecting the sky's shifting colors. Pilgrims and travelers visit nearby Rameswaram, but here at Dhanushkodi, a calm solitude dominates, the kind that invites reflection and awe. As the sun sets, the ocean glows with golden light, and the silhouette of broken buildings casts long shadows on the sand. Dhanushkodi is not just a destination. It is a place where time stands still, where history and nature merge, leaving every traveler with a deep sense of wonder and quiet reverence.